Okay. So this again is about my junior year when particular people thought it was funny to make racist remarks about black people, like as a joke type thing when they were white. And it's like, how is that a joke? But my purpose is not today, is not to vent. I have already vented in numerous videos before, whether on YouTube or TikTok, so that's not really the purpose today. I want to talk about going through a second wave of a grudge because it's very real and I experienced it. And if you want to see like the videos of me venting about the situation or the videos that I've made about like reflecting and how to get over grudges, like I made those videos, but I have a new perspective again. So I'm going to make another video about it because I want to. Yeah, those videos will be linked down below. So let's flash back. Junior year ends and it's summertime, so those people are out of sight, out of mind. We go to senior year. I don't have any classes with these people. And, that sounds like a really good thing because, I won't have to relive my trauma. But no, I still had personal issues. I still had my personal emotional tribulations to go through regarding this situation. And this is basically all about how my feelings were very valid, but my thinking was very flawed. So essentially, let's take this back. What happened in my mind? Because this is all an internal thing, this is all in the mind. These are all trials and tribulations that were happening within myself. Okay? And I was observing these people, right? The very little of their lives that I know, because I literally do not know them. They're literally just acquaintances. I do not know them personally. I do not talk to them. The very little of the life that I saw of theirs, like, if that makes sense, I took that and I observed it. And what happened when I observed that is I observed that they were living a normal life. Like they just went on and like lived a normal life or whatever. But on the other hand, I had my own personalization of what had happened to me. And I think it's a very valid emotion because when you see that people are capable of acting normal, but then they act weird towards you, it affects you consciously and subconsciously. Like going back to junior year, I felt a lot of anger and despair. Anger because it's like you are capable of acting normal, so like why aren't you acting normal? And despair because I could sit up here and say that how are these people like so old and like have no consideration for how their words affect others and other people's feelings. But I also have to admit it was a personal thing in the sense that going back to the subconscious, like they affect you subconsciously. When you see people are capable of acting completely normal, but they don't act normal towards you, it's like it brings up feelings of what treatment do I deserve, or what about me makes people feel like it's okay to just be weird towards me, be weird and annoying and weird. And then when that comes into question, right? And it's a subconscious thing. You don't always see it consciously. And then when that comes into question, right? That's a part of the flawed thinking that I had. And it was like the thinking about myself, like how I thought about myself, because when that comes into question of what treatment do I deserve, like, am I not entitled to be treated normally because people keep treating me weird? And for other contexts, I had an experience like this in seventh grade. Like, I literally had an experience like this in seventh grade. And that's a whole other debacle that, like, these things did affect me subconsciously when you look back and, like, you're able to see that they did affect your self esteem. And they did affect which treatment you think you deserve. And they did affect you how you think about yourself, and that, oh, you don't deserve your good treatment, or you don't deserve to be taken seriously, or you don't deserve to be treated normal, you know? So that's kind of part of the personalization, because you take what happened and then it affects you that way subconsciously. But another part of the personalization is that I was like, I didn't feel I got any, basically, like, reconciliation or apology or acknowledgement from these people that they had done something wrong to me. Like, I'm like, I didn't get not one apology. I didn't get, like, not an iota that y'all knew that y'all did something wrong, but y'all still get to go on about your lives. And that was also the personalization, like thinking that I personally deserved an apology and I didn't get that. Because I didn't personally get that apology, like, it just made my self-esteem lower. Yeah. Like, the thoughts I were having was literally like, so I don't know if this would be considered evil, but I was like, these people do not deserve to live normal lives. Like, these people, like, with the combination of not feeling like I got the reconciliation that I deserved, or an apology, or an acknowledgement, and the fact that I took the very little part of their lives that I saw of theirs, like, you know what I mean? I don't, because I don't know them. It's just observations from very few parts of their lives that I see. And then I was like, oh, so they're just living a normal life and everything's good for them. And, like, they don't have karma. Like, why didn't they get karma? Why aren't they even suffering a little bit? I low key wanted them to suffer, like, just a little bit. It's one of those things that when people say, you say it, but you don't mean it, except I never said it. I just secretly thought it. So, yeah, it was just me coming to my own conclusions. Me coming to my own conclusions combined with my personalization of the situation. Like, I never really finished that sentence. I feel like this is all over the place. But running the list down again, I had saw the little bit of their lives that I was able to see, because obviously I don't know everything that goes on in their lives. I observed it, and then my mind made up the dis or came to the conclusion based on the little part of their lives that I observed, that they didn't get no karma, that they're just living a normal life. And then on this end, my personalization, it's like, oh, I didn't get the justice that I deserved. And, you know, it was like a whole other hurt for, my self esteem and, like, stuff like that. I feel like maybe that's another part of it for me personally. But with those two things combined, I was just like, these people kind of deserve to suffer a little bit. That was just me thinking it to myself. Like, it even went to the point where I looked at the romantic partners that they had, and I was like, so do y'all know that they were just being inconsiderate, like, last school year? Like, do y'all know the type of person they were just last school year? Do y'all know? And again, I was making it about me, the treatment that they had towards me. It was about me. I personalized it. Like, I could say that I was speaking in a general sense, like, oh, they just didn't have consideration at all. But again, it was all a personalization on my part. Not that my feelings were invalid, but it was a flaw in thinking. The flaw that I even allowed my self esteem to decrease, or me thinking that I'm not worthy of proper treatment because of their actions, when that should never ever decide for you. Like, that should never decide how you think about yourself. It really shouldn't. The outside treatment that you get, like, should never decide how you think about yourself, what you think you're entitled to. Because the truth is that you're entitled to proper treatment. You're entitled to, I don't know, being taken seriously, essentially. And when you're young, the outside circumstances and the things that happen to you affects you subconsciously in that way, where you do, like, your sense of self does get altered. And then also flawed thinking in the part where it's like, I don't know what those people went through over the summer or during the school year, because I don't know them personally and I don't talk to them. So how am I to, one, to observe the little of their life that I see, and then be like, oh, they didn't get no karma. Oh, they didn't learn anything. Oh, they didn't actually learn anything because they didn't apologize to me. They didn't reconcile with me. Who am I to come to that conclusion when I literally do not know them? Like, honestly, I've been talking to myself about this all day, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wait to make the video. But honestly, I just gotta start making videos when they come to my mind because I've just been talking to myself about this like all day today. And even though I feel like this video is all over the place, this is the version that's gonna get uploaded either way. I'm not sitting down and refilming this. But yeah, I hope you got something like valuable from this, even though I feel like it was all over the place. I could do a retake, so on and so forth. When you look for something that's wrong, when you like first try things, you're always gonna find it. But that's just me talking to myself, like encouraging myself, because I feel like I was all over the place when talking about this. But I'm like, I've been talking to myself about this all day, so I might as well just sit down and like get it out instead of like waiting. Okay, that's it. Bye.